Hello and welcome to part 3 of Hutt Cartel Season 2. We have a character rejoining us after spending Mother's Day off last week. This time I'm going to have characters reintroduce themselves just to, get us all back in together again. So we've done X cards, safety tools, etc. We're all members of the Gauntlet. Please check out the Gauntlet, blah, blah, blah. You probably have done if you're on episode 3 of a Hutt Cartel series, frankly. But yes, why don't we go from reverse character keeper order and let's introduce our characters. And you know what, this time, just tell me a secret that you have. So take it away.
So that's starting with me.
Mm-hmm.
Hi there, I'm Alexi, he, him. Follow all my gaming endeavors online at Cloven Pine Games. Definitely download the PDF of The Great Soul Train Robbery, now available for purchase on itch.io and DriveThruRPG. I'm playing in this series SUYAAL MUUVA, she, her. She is the crooked Coruscant Security Forces officer. She is Chiss and has been demoted from her previous role with the Imperial Security Bureau and trying to make herself indispensable in this new position, both for the cartel and for the powers that be. And secretly, she is a deep cover plant for the Chiss Ascendancy, though she's been, wondering what exactly the Chiss need her to do in this wretched hive of scum and villainy.
I have a question about that in particular, actually. That was one of the things. It's I'm imagining the Chiss Ascendancy is, dead drops, etc. Like very, very hands off compared to
very, Cold War spy stuff. Yeah.
How do you where is your dead drop? Like, describe that to me. Or you can think about it and we can come back at the end of the character introductions if you like.
No, I gotta have one for this.
It's not like you wrote a whole game about Cold War things.
What's the hollow chess thing that Star Wars people play?
Rich.
Dejaric.
There we go.
Dejaric. So there's a Dejaric parlor, in level 1313, and there's a like kind of nondescript human who's always there, but who is in fact my point of contact. And so I swing by and play a Dejaric game, and the moves he makes are coded instructions from the Chiss Ascendancy.
Ooh, nice. I need to put that in the places because I love the idea of a Dejaric parlor being on there. Cool. Great. And then next we have I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the character keeper, but SCARA. Anders.
Yeah, I'm Anders, he, him. I'm playing SCARA, who used to be the Hawk and who is now the Assassin. She uses she, them. She lost her leg last session to an explosion, probably meant for her friend and former gang mate. I don't know what the term there would be. Secret, I guess, her big secret right now is that she figures if she stays here, stays in the life, she is not going to live very long, so she wants out.
And that sounds like a secret as well, right? The fact that you want out, because it's not as though if you told that to the right people in the cartel, they would.
Yeah, that would not be a good idea. She hasn't told anyone yet.
And then we have Rich.
Hi, I'm Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and I do a podcast called +1 Forward, where I once had Cartel way back in the day. And I quite love the Hutt Cartel version, especially what Will has cooked up. I am playing ETEMA or ETEMA, who is a Ratataki. That is a humanoid creature who looks very human, except gray-skinned with weird tribal tats. ETEMA was an NPC in a much earlier Hutt Cartel that I decided to play. So she's risen from being a common street walking sex worker to a dyed-in-the-wool rebel spy who's convinced she's doing the right thing, even though she often makes terrible decisions. She is in what she thought was a loving relationship with the crime lord ANEZ, but things are starting to go awry. And she was gifted this protocol droid. Oh, sorry, we have a secret here. The secret is that ETEMA has been looking at researching having the protocol droid melted down. No memory wipe, just melted down. Maybe made into a necklace.
I think that's appropriate. And then finally we have said protocol droid.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him. And today I'm playing Boxy, the protocol droid, named he, who also uses the pronouns he, him. And Boxy is sort of, I'm playing the protocol droid playbook, which is a takeoff from the spouse playbook. And Boxy, tries to serve people, dinner and do nice things. But of course, this is all a front. And the playbook and his actions are all about betrayal. And this is why, ETEMA is so upset with him, is because he's betrayed her. And Boxy's secret is that this is the one we talked about earlier, I believe, that ANEZ has promised him freedom if he spies on ETEMA. He's not aware of how much ETEMA knows. He is aware that ETEMA is a spy for the rebellion. But the secret is that Boxy's restraining bolt is glitchy. And that's what allows him to betray his masters. Normally, he would be really, locked in and couldn't do anything. And I think that normal people would notice this, that his behavior is a little bit off. But I think people in the cartel are so used to betrayal and lying and, all that kind of stuff that they don't even notice. So.
For a second. What was your secret?
Oh, I'm sorry. My secret was that my restraining bolt is a little bit glitchy.
Nice, cool.
And it allows me, it doesn't allow me autonomy as if it were removed, but allows me to lie and betray my existing masters.
Yeah. Oh, I just realized that the advancements that are listed on the character keeper are not in line with the protocol droid playbook.
I should fix that. I'm so sorry.
They're still the spouse ones rather than the, get a secret piece of equipment and so on.
Okay.
I'll work on it.
Yeah. I love how you apologize for that, Rich. No obligation to change the character key to fit this stuff. I just wanted to let Stephen know so that, he can look at the playbook as it is in the other thing and change it. Anyways, thank you. Anyway, last session, a lot of things exploded, but our brave corrupt CSS officer, SUYAAL MUUVA, wanted to chase down this Deveronian, maybe could have made things better, but unfortunately, her and her partner, CRIX HERROR, caught a body down in the underbelly, a body delivered, of a relatively well-known local journalist called Bramir, who was killed by a woman who looks very similar to the cartel's #1 button woman, wearing a CSF uniform, captured on holocam by this droid. And CRIX, a friend of CRIX's, and for once, as CRIX himself says it, he's a hero. He doesn't let real people get hurt by this stuff. And Bramir was one of the real people. But, SUYAAL MUUVA's got a different attitude. SUYAAL MUUVA's got her own priorities. this bad batch that's been going around 1313. Oyunavan, a guy we haven't seen really much. What species is Oyunavan?
Human.
Human. Ah, yes, I see. Human. Yes. Thank you for adding that. And yeah, he wants to get out of the game. It's only a matter of time until the bad batch that killed a Hutt. That is as good as killing yourself. They are untouchable in the underworld. And if it comes back down to him eventually, I mean, it's not really a secret that he's one of the cooks and he's probably one of the people, right? But CSF currently thinks it might be Churn Vizic. He's suspecting that. The cartel isn't really publicizing it, but he knows the time is ticking down. And you've offered him possibly a way out if he can replicate the bad batch for you, right? If you can make it a replicable thing. So we have a love letter move for this, which is Oyunavan tries to replicate the bad batch for you. And the more times I say the bad batch, the more times I realize that, Lucas just, they just did this to mess with me, basically. Because I wrote down bad batch before I'd ever heard about the Clone Wars bad batch. So yeah. Before the TV show at least. But yeah, and he says, I mean, I didn't do it on purpose the first time, right? But I could try. I mean, it's maybe, I'm no, it's not like I studied this at school or anything. I'm not a professor or in chemistry, right? Like that, the guy who used to cook for the cartel. But yeah, I could give it a go.
Could be your ticket out of here.
Yeah, you think? Oh, that'd be so good. I mean, it's only a matter of time before they link that Hutt to me, and then what they do to people who mess with the Hutts. Oh, God, I didn't mean. Yeah, but I'll work on it. I'll work on it.
I know you didn't do it on purpose, but now I think it's for the best to try and replicate this because it's done something unique. Could be valuable and might be enough to pave your way to freedom.
Yeah, but while you're talking to him about this, your comm is like filling up with messages. You're late for roll call. You're late for your thing. Rex has got you and Hera working the Ramir case hard, right? Like you are supposed to be on it. And Hera's, you get a bad vibe a bit from Hera. Hera's like, yeah, don't worry about it, partner. I'll look after you, no problem. Like I'll make no worries. You're not sure how far you can trust after that. He's invested.
After he threatened me with a blaster and made me ride in the prisoners part of the transport.
Yeah, I mean, after you punched him.
I was trying to get him to see reason, and it just didn't work out.
No, he's not a very reasonable person. But yeah, so you've got demands on your time, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But Oyuna's going to need some help. When you get Oyuna to do the wrong thing on purpose, roll 2d6. On a hit, he's going to recreate the bad batch for you. It's not the recipe. I don't think he's a good enough cook to sort of like break it down and make it reliable in this case.
Mm-hmm.
This is some weird stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
But on a hit, he'll create a sample for you. On a 10+, there'll be no complications. You will have a perfect thing. On a 7 to 9. We'll work out.
There'll probably be some complications.
There will be some complications of this psychic spice that's going around, right? On a miss, well, we'll see, right? But add +1 for all of these that are true, right? +1 if you get the chemicals that he needs from the evidence locker. I think that will include marking a stress to, go through it as well. +1 if you skip out on your assignment to help him out. This will change the fictional positioning of where you are in terms of, the wider CSF work.
Sure.
And +1 if you convince him that this is more important than his regular work.
So I think I've definitely convinced him it's more important than his regular work, right? If I'm selling him that this is his ticket out of here.
Okay.
Would you accept me straining my finances to get the chemicals he needs if I think it's too risky to try and get them out of the evidence locker?
Yeah, I'd accept that. Yeah. Why don't you
All right.
roll strain your finances now and then before we do that?
All right, so I'm gonna roll strain my finances, and if it works, I'll take that +1 on the love letter roll.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. And for strain my finances, it's also a bunch of questions, and I don't know if any of them are
You haven't come into a large amount of cash.
don't have credit credits. No.
You will accept something counterfeit or stolen?
Yeah, sure. Right. Like, as long as it's.
Oh no.
Oh, you think counterfeit won't work for what he's doing, but stolen would, right?
Stolen would, yeah. Stolen would. I mean, I think by its nature, it has to be stolen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually am going to say no for that one, just because it's, if it has to be stolen, then it means that you would have to be accepting something counterfeit, I think, to be true to that question,
Okay, fair enough.
Because inherently it's a stolen thing, right? There's no legal way of getting these things. And if someone sells you the knockoff version of Chemical X, then I'm not even going to ask you to roll what happens in that one. It's just going to happen. You have a contact. You do have contacts with Diesel Connections, though.
Yeah, I work with.
You have a whole bunch of them.
Work the cartel people. Sure. I mean, maybe. I mean, unfortunately, I might have to turn to the one who almost gave me away in the past, Gant Argon, the big-mouthed Iktochi lieutenant. But he's a close contact, someone I've worked with. So maybe I turn to him to pick up the stuff I need for an unspecified project.
Nice. Okay. Just making all the notes of how much trails you're leaving across this endeavor, but yeah, go ahead, roll. So that's
right.
a +1.
So I'm gonna strain my finances at a +1 to get the illegal chemical that my buddy here need. Oh no, I didn't include any dice in that, so let me try that one more time with 2d6. It's a 6.
Your purchase is out of reach. Gan Argon, he tries to hook you up, but he just says, with all of this stuff, I can make some connections, I can find out from some people, hey, you, and he's like waving his arms around really loudly, probably in the Sarlacc's belly, right? He just, the closest price he can get is way out of your reach, unfortunately. So that isn't a plus. That +1 doesn't go on to the.
You know what? In desperation, I will steal it from the evidence locker.
Okay, then mark a stress.
All right. I feel like it's got to be this whole kind of montage of Sorrel seeming more and more desperate and erratic as she's trying to pull off this scheme.
So you've that's one for the chemicals. You have skipped out on your assignments to help him out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 2, and you've convinced him that it's more important than his regular work, which means that he's going to be short on his deliveries to the cartel.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine.
That's somebody else's problem, right? It's his problem.
And I will take an experience point for straining my finances.
Yes. And would you like to roll to see how this went? This was, I'm imagining, the start of this whole opening start of this episode is showing you what SUYAAL MUUVA was doing while everybody else was doing other stuff, right? And it was this whole hunt for the chemicals and things.
Yeah, it's like this. It's this montage of false starts and dead ends. Set to cheery, upbeat, cantina music as she's just looking more and more at the end of her rope here. All right, but I'm actually rolling with +3 for the letter itself.
Okay.
After all that, is that correct?
Yes, you are.
All right. Making a bad batch. 11, baby.
Nice. I'm almost disappointed that his cookhouse didn't explode as you went to pick it up. But yeah, so add to your gear a sample of the Bad Batch. You now have that. It's what you do with it now, though, right?
Yeah.
I think your Dejarik contact. I don't think you can take physical stuff from you. That's not how this works. You need to sort out your own route, way of getting this off world, I think.
Mhm. That's the next step in the plan. Gotta be thinking 3 moves ahead.
So I think I would like to now cut across to Boxy. Why don't we do your starter session? Your time has passed, I think. So let's see what you might do with your starter session move.
So this is roll with hustle and a stretch of downtime, and this is how well you deal with your responsibilities. So my hustle is a 1, and I rolled a 5, so that makes a total of 6.
6. Ooh, so let's have a look at the move.
Let's see. On a miss, your secrets and obligations clash with disastrous and obvious results. Tell the MC what went wrong.
Okay. Well, yeah. Which ones of your obligations you think have clashed? You've got a few obligations now as well, haven't you?
Yeah. So I think that what's going on is I am setting up fights at the what's it called? The Rancor Pit?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the right name? And
the Sarlacc's Belly is the name of your club, yeah.
The Sarlacc's Belly. I am setting up fights at the Sarlacc's Belly and trying to push people for information. And I'm a little bit desperate to get that information for both ETEMA and ANEZ, because I know that they're both leaning on me really hard. And I think I'm still limping from the beat down that I got last session. And I am not making the profits I should be. And I think that is really pissing off ANEZ, that profits are down, especially since I don't think there's been a lot of drug activity going on. So I think that there's a certain, the Sarlacc's Belly always makes money, except Boxy's been charged and he's been screwing it up. And I think in addition to that, I think the other obligation is I'm supposed to take care of ETEMA and make sure that her needs and wants are taken care of. But I think she's found it much more difficult to take care of her business around me. She's not. Oh, I don't want to take over autonomy for ETEMA, Rich. I just want to say, I think that I have annoyed ETEMA to the point where she's not going to talk around me, so I can't fulfill that part of my mission anymore. And
that is accurate.
Yeah, and it's a struggle for Boxy to do that kind of thing, and for Boxy to gather information on ETEMA, as well as a struggle for Boxy to deal with an ETEMA that is very unhappy with him.
I think this is too stressed then, Boxy.
Perfect.
Because it's all going wrong.
Yeah.
The Wampers aren't feeding anymore. The Gundark nearly broke out of its cage. The bat's not coming through. The spice isn't flowing. And you knew that you were waiting because you knew that Gan Argon was going to meet a high-ranking Imperial here. But that's when you got called away to deal with that. The Wampers before they starved to death. And yeah, you just missed it. And Gan is, has a nice briefcase full of credits, and you didn't even get to see who it was and what it was about, right? So too stress for that. Okay. let's go across to ETEMA. ANEZ has rung your doorbell to your apartment. She has keys. She owns this place.
Yeah, I mean, it's ours. She said it was ours. She said that. She was very clear. Just a minute. And I think Edema quickly peels off the ratty clothes she's in and grabs something slinky to try to look alluring for Inez. It's like a deep cut, yet also short. Little number she wore to the club a few times, and she remembers Inez liked it. And then she finally comes to the door. Hey.
ETEMA, may I come in?
Of course.
I'm
She
sorry
steps out of
about
the-
how things have
Step-
gone. No, sorry. You step out of the way. She comes in, cautiously, with a smile and everything. You can see that she's gone to some effort as well, right? But not in the way that she has been dressing more, commonly, like the power suits and the sort of the gaudy kind of like displays of wealth and everything. She's more like when you first met her, like well put together, professional, but a bit fun as well.
Ooh, nice. That is exciting.
May I serve the two of them refreshments?
Yeah, why not? If that's
It just ruins the mood as soon as you enter. Like,
yeah, you're behind Inez, right?
And I kind of, walk over, hand drinks to them, and then stumble back into the corner, out of the way.
And Inez leans in and says, puts a hand on your leg, ETEMA, and says, I have been too hard on you. You still believe in things that I had to give up on a long time ago. That someone is going to come here and save us. But they're not. We have to live down here. We have to be strong, my love. Do you understand?
you look nice. I haven't
Thank you.
seen you in this outfit in a long time.
I never wanted to be the leader, I never wanted to be Jaldar made me this way. You understand?
I do.
He killed all of my friends.
I know.
And she holds your hand tight. She says, I wish we hadn't fought. I wish we hadn't fought in front of SCARA.
I know. I embarrassed you.
You made me look weak.
So, what do you need to do to me?
I don't need to do anything to you, ETEMA. I would never do anything to you. I do everything for you. And all I am doing for you now is I am warning you. Stay away from the Imperials. You've been asking around. And I think that's when, the camera pans slightly And you can see Boxy in the background who totally told Anez all about Etema's interest in the Imperial Railroad. She says, that is the business. That is our business. Stay away.
No, you don't understand. I don't know who told you this, but of course they wouldn't know what I'm trying to do. Listen, I know that I carked things up with the cook, but I had an alternate plan I was working on. See,
Roll
Jern,
justify your behavior, Rich?
Yeah. Totally gonna justify my behavior.
I mean, the second you said you don't understand, it was totally justifying your behavior.
Yep. No, it's it. Okay, face is 2, so of course I'm gonna blow this, but it feels like I've got a chance.
And Boxy is here to be able to help or interfere as he wishes. Ooh, an 8.
God, pitiful 8. I'm rolling my butt.
They have a few questions. So you carry on, Rich, and we'll see. I leave it to you whether you mark stress if you answer with anything other than total honesty.
Sure, we'll see how it goes. See, yes, I want to know how they're getting Imperials off-world, and if the rebellion's on the other side of wherever they go, great. But for us, Ebla is Jern's wife, and she wants off-world. We know where she goes. We control her. Jern is our cook. He's cooking on his own, all by himself. He's got no protection other than a couple of thugs, a Trandoshan and a Wookiee. We control her. We control him.
Yes. Yes. You're right. But that still feels like that wasn't totally honest to me, Rich, as a GM.
I mean, she did throw in and I also want to send off the Imperials to
I know, but
feed to the rebels.
Total honesty is the phrasing of it. And that was definitely still from a point of view, I think.
Certainly, I have no stress to pay, so push me and she'll break.
You know what? That hard move is gonna come. Oh. But that's it. She smiles and says, I understand. That cook is, well, CSF has him. You need to speak to the pet. What's the name of the new one? Hera's partner, Muvar.
Okay.
You get Tvizik out of custody. We'll make this right. And we will look strong again. And she says, I hope, I hear that SCARA is doing well. She suddenly changes, like dramatically after giving you the thing. She says, SCARA is doing well. Walking around with a new leg like it is her real one. I'm impressed. I was worried about that.
SCARA's tough.
Yes.
She's one of your best people.
Yes. My cousin always spoke so highly of her.
Yeah.
Leitil? I don't know if you ever met. Just a young Twi'lek.
What happened to Leitil?
The price of life in 1313. I was not in the position I was until it was too late to help my family. SCARA, I think, blames all of this upon me. But I think it is a way of, well, we all carry guilt for the people we put into harm's way. And at that, she strokes the side of your face, And I'm going to cut that scene here, but if you would, Anez is definitely in the mood for...
Oh, for sure. I 100% would love to use my new lover move.
Yeah.
And the droid doesn't get to leave. Sorry, Boxy. It's total power move.
You gonna roll plus face?
Oh, yay. Cool. I didn't know you wanted me to actually trigger the move. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, rolling plus face. Here we go. Please, please. Oh, it's a 9.
Is there any way I could help that?
By
Meaning,
leaving the
no,
room, maybe? Yeah.
no, I think I have to stay. I think that I have set up the room, like put out silks, put on a nice candle, tried to set all that up.
Nice.
What do you think?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely think that you're able to help with that one.
Yeah. Roll with face, maybe? Does that sound right?
No, it's a you wager stress to help, right?
Oh,
Yep. And you roll with the amount of stress you've wagered.
well, I only have 1 stress to wager, so I'll wager 1.
Oh my
Finally got
gosh.
Boxy stressed out. Yes.
I rolled an 8 plus 1 is a 9.
So you do it, which gives a +1 to
But then you
Etema,
get
which
the
turns it to a 10.
stress.
But now you are stressed out by this entire
What a
experience.
reversal from last week. Lexi, you missed the most brilliant move by Steven. Like, I spent like 3 scenes trying to clear stress track, did it, and then Steven just dumped all stress on me and took it off himself. It was so good. It was so good. And now we just flipped it where I clear my stress and you're helping me, but stress yourself out. So cool. So cool. What a great reversal. Maybe I won't melt you down.
So, you can ask me those 2 questions if you'd like.
I know. What cool questions I have. All right. So I get to ask 2 questions. I think what I don't know. That's a question about a PC. ANEZ, tell me, so that I don't step on your feet anymore. I want you to lead when we're dancing. What are you planning on doing with this Imperial Railroad? Just make money? Do you have anything you're trying to grab from it?
Money and favors, Etema. This is what the world works on. I don't know if what it is like out there among the stars, but down here, the Imperials win, the rebels win. The money continues. And the more of those that we keep on our side, the better. I'm rooting for your side, of course. Our side, I mean. So yeah, you are right. That is her plan, is just money, business.
That's it. Yep. No ulterior motive. And anything I do to it interrupts the flow of money. So, okay. What do you want from me? How can I be your best wife?
And she looks at you and, it's hard. She knows that it's going to hurt you to say it, but she's going to say, you can't be a rebel forever. Sometime, sooner or later, you have to grow up.
Wow. That's...
And she says it like it's just, like the most natural thing in the world. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't understand and anything that she's said about that is maybe rings a bit hollow now. But yeah, I think we'll cut away at that point, right?
Yeah.
So just to leave ETEMA the rebel spy with the dilemma of my lover, the cartel who protects me, and yeah, her true allegiances. Where are they? Who knows? Now, SCARA, where do we find you?
SCARA is, because she's been giving this job of trying to locate the Imperial Underground Railroad or whatever we're calling it. And she wants to do this personally because she figures this could be her way off planet. So she's not trusting anyone else to do it. So I think once she has a lead, she's basically trying to work her way up the food chain, beating people up, making them talk, trying to cut deals where she can, but she doesn't have a lot to bargain with. So mostly threats and violence.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know the location. It is Spaceport Sheev. It's just the stupidest name. Sheev Palpatine.
Yes, I love it. I am so here for that.
Corazon Corp. And there is a Gungan who is the deputy steward who you know, help handle things under the table. Ha Swapfo. I don't think it's too hard to get a meeting with Ha Swapfo if you really want.
Yeah, sure. I think yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you know, you say SCARA, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You say big about a gun for the cartel, huh?
That's what they say.
So what do you do here?
You, I hear you transport things, and we have use of transportation.
Misa, know you have use for transportation. Misa already doing plenty transportation. So what's the use I want? And who's the use I want it for?
You know who I'm working for.
Yes. But they shall not send you for that. Misa know this. Misa know you, sir, who they send to do the bad stuff. Put the big bombard on people.
I'm
Just
not
like you
here
did
to...
on that pretty little camera woman, huh?
Oof, that hurts.
They start looking for you.
I'm not here to hurt you as long as you go along with what we want. I'm just here to find out what you want to make this work.
You are not, you know, just to frame this a bit better, you are not asking anything concrete. He's already got his business with the Imperial Railroad. That's his understanding of it. So like vaguely talking about the cartel's business, he's just going to go, so what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oof. I think there's no real read a person move here, right?
There is no read a person move.
You can read a tense situation though, right? You got the playbook move for that.
What does he?
Right. Yeah. I have the look. when you really charge situation, but that's more.
That's maybe where it would go if you'd come in harder and if you were maybe going to go.
It seems more like possible violent situation.
Yeah, I mean, in the meantime, you know, this gung Hasselhoff looks down at your leg and goes like, "Oh, that's a bad."
But I think I have. I mean, I have the merchant move.
Propose a
I
deal.
should try to propose a deal here. Actually, now I don't remember. We wanted this to run guns, right? Was that the thing?
Guns, drugs. I mean, I know the cartel is already. You know, actually, one thing I wanted to do, I'd forgotten about, is I wanted to script change slightly what I'd said about the off-world connections, right? I think that the key to the drugs is the cooks, right? The off-world connections, though, is that the cartel still needs weaponry, right? And ETEMA was previously supplying that ETEMA, and that's gone. At the moment, all they're able to do is get the Imperial Railroad. That's their business through the spaceports, really, you know? So does that, everyone okay with that, Rich, particularly? Because that was your sort of thread. Yeah, it makes more, I feel like I'd over-egged one pudding, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah,
Wait,
that's it.
What is the phrase you just used? Over egg one pudding? What?
You never heard of over-egging the pudding?
No, that's interesting.
Might not be something we have across the pond here.
I'm Googling it, don't worry.
I've heard it.
It's not particularly like a big idiom, you know what I mean? It's not like particularly common parlance, but it's just the one that sprung to mind there. Yeah. I didn't make it up. It does appear on Google. I'm verified.
It says mainly British. That's all good. I'm good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
learned a thing. It's exciting. So awesome. There we go.
But yes, so that's it. Yeah, it's at the spaceport. I mean, you're interested in the spaceport. Is that you want to get off, right?
Yeah.
You don't leave this life. You understand, right?
Yeah. I mean, SCARA.
What are you offering in the proposal deal? And this is, I suppose, you know, I feel like you've come into this situation wanting to chase it up, but
yeah,
you've not brought anything to the table.
Yeah, that's why I don't have a really good idea of the deal right now.
Hey, do you want to maybe walk away from this frustrated with it? Because I am dying to see what SUYAAL MUUVA gets on a start of session move, and I am going to try and tie this into this case that's building up against you.
Sure.
Yeah.
We can. I mean, I think. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm also not sure what it is that you want particularly from this guy at this point.
Yeah, I was all set for trying to figure out where I was supposed to be going and who I was supposed to talk to. That's why I'm a bit floundering a bit.
Yeah, no worries. I think it's clear, you know, I think it's fair that SCARA came in heavily armed and then, you know, was just like, we have a deal. What do you want? What do you want to change the deal? And yeah. But let's see. So SUYAAL MUUVA, you know, you've been letting your caseload slide. CRIX HERROR has been doing all of the legwork, all of the groundwork. He's been showing it to officers. You know, Rex hates CRIX HERROR. Rex has really got it. It's usually the squad who's got it. And you have that Trandoshan who dislikes you, Krusk, right? You see, true. Krusk has been backing up CRIX when you've not been around, right? And Krusk, you in the briefing room and stuff, Krusk is like, XIS be too good to do the work of CSF, huh? You're X for a reason, though, right, MUUVA? Not like Hera here. Hera does the work. And, you know, Rex is like, yes, your lack of attendance at the meetings has been rather noticed, Officer MUUVA.
Commander, I'm working on something important. A little hush hush, but I'd be happy to brief you in private.
I definitely want to see justify your behavior on that one.
Cool, because I'm trying also to, because he had asked me to keep an eye on.
You know what? I'm overcomplicating things now.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just do your start session move.
All right. Cool.
I'm just looking at how much stress you're on and how I don't want to take that away from the before we go into it. So when you
start session, roll with grit.
Yes, infiltration.
Now, on a hit, you get wind of an investigation before things get messy. On a 10+, you're positioned to take advantage of the situation. On a miss, the department catches a hot lead on the cartel before you can intervene. I'm cool with this kind of being the proxy for justify your behavior, right? Where if I roll well on this, like Rex like buys what I'm saying and like sets me up, and if I don't, then I'm in hot water for letting things slide partially. I don't know.
Let's see. I have a very definite idea of what this particular investigation is going to be.
Okay, all right. That's not ominous at all. Rolling 2d6 plus my 1 grit. You know what? That's a 5 because I've rolled 2 2s and a 1.
So in this room, he presses a button and it all goes red in the room, right? Like the lights go out, and he goes, "The jammer is now in effect. Everybody in this room," and he presses a button and this case opens up in front of him, and it is full of weapons and tack vests. And he says, "Officer Herror and Trusk here have found the killer of the reporter. This team is not to speak to anyone. We roll out in exactly 5 time units. No communications, no messages. Everybody hand me your comms. We're going in, and we're going in hard. The suspect is armed, dangerous, and extremely hostile. Your orders are to take them alive, but if they engage, end them immediately." A big hologram of SCARA appears on the thing, and then a hologram of the Coruscant, 1313, and a little red tracking dot. And that is where we are going to cut, because the next scene is going to be the police come after SCARA, and you're part of that squad.
Great.
Anders, if you'd like to think about during the break, where would be a cool place for this to take place? You know what I mean? Like, what's a cool scene for all this stuff?
Yeah, it's going to be in 1313, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in 1313, Coruscant. You know what I mean? 1313 is a nebulous space, basically. It's just the core of our story. Yeah. Anyways, 5 past the hour work for you guys? Cool. See you in 5 minutes. So, the squad strike team SCARA is moving out. 0 comms. You are in a windowless like hover car, all crammed into the back of it. There is you, CRIX, Krusk, and some CSF droids with you as well. You're going in, and Rex is briefing you still as you go, and it's saying the target is receiving medical treatment at the medical center Refuge 1313, and different images of all the different people show up on the thing. We wouldn't have known other than recently there was a report of a missing persons from the operator of Refuge 13, PAYDON FENN. An officer went down to take a statement and noticed and recognized one of SCARA's associates there. We believe that she will be relatively unarmed at this point and without backup. Make sure there will be civilians. There may be resistance. PAYDON FENN is a decorated ex-Imperial officer. Make sure no harm comes to him.
Absolutely, sir.
And we cut over to SCARA in, being treated, right? And PAYDON FENN, there's a droid like leaning over you, right? And PAYDON FENN comes into the room, And he just grabs the droid and throws it onto the side. He said, "Where the hell is she?"
I don't know what you're talking about.
Elba. Where is Elba?
I don't know.
Oh, right. One of your, that girl who came in with you, who paid for your things, she comes down and says she has a message for Elba from Churn. Yeah. And then she disappears.
I was kind of busy at the time.
I fix you people up. And you just come down and you take and you take and you take. If anything happens to her, you tell that Ratataki that she's not welcome here anymore. She promised me.
I don't know what's going on with this, but sure, I'll tell ETEMA.
Cyril, the hover car parks up outside. Crix winks at you, pulls out his blaster. You know, you hear that whine as it powers up. And he says, "Hey, remember, guys, this one's dangerous. You in doubt? Shoot first. And if you don't doubt, well, then you better start, huh?" And the rest of them laugh. And he goes, "Hey, Muva, you and Krusk, you take this side, huh? We'll go in through the front." And it's, you know, people filing out, Hush running in. You know, the camera's like doing all of those tracking shots, you know, like running with you, like hustling right up to the door, click, click.
Yeah, I wanna propose a deal before we're all the way in. If I get them
grab
say
someone.
something to Crix. Yeah, I want to grab Crix, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. You know, Frex has built a perimeter around the front with the droids standing right. It's up to you 3 agents to go in. But you can grab Crix as he's going in, and he's like, and he smiles and says, "What is it, partner?"
Do whatever you want to SCARA. I'll forget about the whole thing with your little reporter friend and your personal stake. Rex doesn't need to know about that. But PAYDON FENN gets out alive. You understand me?
I didn't realize you cared about that guy.
We've all got old friends, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, you ain't really pulling much leverage over me. He knows about me and Bramir.
Rex doesn't know you threatened a fellow officer.
Rex doesn't know a lot of things about both of us, Muva. You ain't playing a very strong hand here. It's even weaker hand than the one that you hit me with in the car. And he side of your face. Now be a good girl and get in position. Because just to level with you, proposing a deal requires you to offer something that they care about. And
Yeah.
if it's, you know, I feel cruel for shooting down 2 players in one session with that's not of any interest, but I don't think true to the fiction it would be.
I mean, I think like if she's pushed to it, she'll say, "I'm not stupid, Crix. I've been hanging on to recordings just in case I would need them. And those over. You can get rid of them, but we have to play this my way. I'm not leaving the corpse of someone I care about here."
Pressure. I think this is pressuring someone
more than proposing a deal.
Well, because you're still offering things that he has as much dirt on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The nature of the underworld is that
it's playing chicken here.
Yeah, you both have everything to lose by your misdeeds coming out, right? Neither of you can take one down with the other. Criminals have the advantage there because they can rat out on you.
Hmm.
If you rat out on them, you better make sure they don't open their mouth, right? Like,
That's
So,
fair. But
pressure-
I'd love to pressure him if
no, pressure him
that
because
seems legit.
I think until you told him that you cared about PAYDON FENN, now he's got ideas about it.
Great. My hustle is 1, so I'm rolling 2d6 plus 1.
Hmm.
Give me something this time. It's a 7.
It's a 7. Nice. You let something important slip as you bring your pressure to bear. That you care about PAYDON FENN is already something that you've slipped. Recordings.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that I've been keeping recordings as insurance.
Yeah, all right. Guess who really doesn't like people who record things?
Is it CRIX HERROR?
Oh no, CRIX HERROR loves people who record things. It's so very useful, but he's not dumb enough to do it himself because he knows what the cartel makes of people who record the things that of cartel's business, right? So yeah, you let slip that you record your dealings.
Yeah, I mean it's not a slip. It's it's the only leverage she has, so she has to share it to pressure him at all.
Yeah, but it's a slip still. Like in terms of the, you've let your cards show basically.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's totally legit.
And he smiles and says, "I'm a good cop. I follow orders."
A hero, I heard.
Yeah, took down Black Sun. Now let's take down this piece of criff. Boom. SCARA. The door is kicked open, and a Trandoshan like glowers at you. Blaster out. CSF down on the ground. Hands down, hands down. Anyway, get back on the wall. And he looks twitchy as hell. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. I have the escape move, which I think I picked up from the RAF playbook. When you try to exit a tense situation, I'm not sure if this counts as a tense situation or if it's. I'm not sure what it's supposed to apply to.
I mean, if there's any time to escape, it's when the trap's closing on you, right?
Yeah. But I feel as though you're not in a position to escape with a guy right in front of you with a gun drawn on you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because there is also the flee from security move, right? But at the moment you are, which would trigger if you try to jump out of there. I think we're past tense at this point.
Yeah.
You know,
it
would have been a tense
reasonable
situation if Alexei had got a 7 to 9. They wouldn't have come in hard. You know, it would have been you and Hera go down and pick her up kind of thing.
Yeah. That's perfectly fine. That's why I asked. It seemed seemed borderline.
But what would you like to do?
I need to look at the moves.
Fenn, by the way, has got his hands up and is like, "This is a place of, this is supposed to be a sanctuary, a refuge for people. You can't come in here waving your guns around." And the Trandoshan just shoves him against the wall and is like, "Out of the way."
Yeah, I think it's just turn to violence because I assume I've left my bigger weapons unavailable, but I still have my holdout blaster, I think.
Yeah, I think, in terms of your stuff, I mean, you can certainly take his blaster from him if you're successful, right? But you have your knives and your holdout blaster for sure,
Yeah. So I think as soon as, because he's in uniform, right?
Well, they've all got like little hollow badges, that stick out from the chest and stuff.
I mean, as soon as someone like that shows up waving a blaster at her, she's going to shoot him. It's just she knows enough about being hunted that it's yeah, that's what she's
Okay.
going to do.
Turn to violence then.
Yeah, and I current violence is savagery. I have +1 in savagery. That's a 9.
A 9.
Mark stress puts me at 3.
Okay.
Trade
So
harm
what's-
is established. Choose 2. Suffer little harm. Oof. I'm gonna have to inflict terrible harm, I think, to take down a Trandoshan with a holdout blaster, which means I can't avoid collateral damage.
I mean, so you're going to kill this Trandoshan rather than just wound him.
Yeah.
I think that will give you
Yeah.
enough grounds to try and escape in the next move, right? But yeah, you go. Yeah, you don't avoid. So what I'm going to say, right, is that we see, PAYDON FENN is arguing the Trandoshan. Like, you're held with your hands up, and the Trandoshan goes quiet, and then we just see your hand reach for your blaster, and then we hear doof, and it cuts. SUYAAL MUUVA and CRIX, you could come in bursting through the back entrance to this room, right? And you see this dead Trandoshan on the floor. See,
Officer down.
Shit. And then you also hear a groan from the other side, and a very pale, sweating PAYDON FENN is sprawled across one of the things where a blaster has gone off. And he is taking it in his cybernetics, so it's not killed him, but he is very badly injured. And he goes, and CRIX looks at you and goes like, should have told your friend, not me. Come on, we gotta go.
Is SCARA here?
You see, I think maybe like a medical waste vent that she must have jumped through.
Mm-hmm.
So you are seconds behind her, and CRIX is running around to take the stairs down to the thing. He does not care about PAYDON FENN at all.
I say, we gotta. What's the? I don't know enough Star Wars swears. I'll see wounded PAYDON FENN. I'll say to CRIX, waste that bitch. I'm sorry, I'm not hearing you, Will.
Muted myself. Yeah. So, yeah. You coming with him?
I'm following behind him.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. So now I think it's time for SCARA to try and you come out into the loading area and stuff, like where the ambulances would have come back when they could afford ambulances. It's quite like a derelict sort of area now. It's just used for the dumpster, really, at the end of the day. What are you going to do? Are you going to try and escape?
Yeah. Now she's just running. Staying here is way too dangerous.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's flee from
escape.
security, I assume?
Yeah, it is flee from security, yeah.
That's with heat. My heat is 1. That's a 7.
7.
Sacrificing something. Hmm.
Sacrificing something. Your freedom is going to cost you. You are hot. You've just fled the scene, killed a CSF officer, shot someone. What this is going to cost you is that all of this was recorded. There are witnesses that place you here. CRIX 2 officers, PAYDON FENN himself. He won't speak up on your defense to say that you didn't shoot him. It was the Trandoshan's gun going off, right? Now, I don't know if this is maybe too much, but I'm going to add an extra 2 heat to you right now. Does that seem reasonable? You're on 3 heat. You are 1313's most wanted at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Go for it. And I need to get away, I think.
And she's only going to get more wanted after I report that she ambushed the hero CRIX HERROR and shot him in the back.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. Let's see. So you get away. You steal the garbage scout and just drive it straight through the doors, and the droid's like, it's like scramble and it just pings off the heavy like metal of the thing and the plasteel of the truck. But you go through, it crashes, and then all they find when they catch up to you is just the empty truck. But it was big, now there are like wanted kind of signs around for you all the way around 1313. But back at the thing, CRIX HERROR runs down, into the basement and just sees it going through with SUYAAL MUUVA behind her, and he goes, "Well, we'll get it next time, huh?"
I'll get her next time. And don't worry, I'll avenge you.
Okay.
I'm just gonna, he's continued to be problems. He doesn't care about our deal. I'm gonna, we're in a basement away from the other officers. It's time to end this.
Okay, roll to turn to violence.
All right, and when I turn to violence after declaring myself Coruscant Security Forces, I can roll with grit instead of savagery. So I think I have to also say.
Oh, you already are. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good. Because I was going to do some labored, the difference between you and me, CRIX. But I think better to let the blaster do the talking.
Yeah, very little, I would say.
You're muted again.
Got a 7 on violence.
A 7 on violence.
Am I?
No.
7 on violence.
Yeah. 7. Okay, make your choices.
It's I got to inflict terrible harm and avoid collateral damage here. Like the point is just to murder CRIX.
Cool. That means you get cocky shot.
Yes, I am wearing body armor.
Mm-hmm. So I think that what happens is, you say that I'll get him next time, and he just freezes, and then you fire, and it catches him and he shoots you straight in the stomach as well. So yeah, go on, roll. You are wearing body armor. They are trying to kill you. He did come strapped. He's holding a blaster carbine.
Plausibly, I am too, right? Like plausibly, we're both carrying the heaviest caliber thing that CSF was willing to equip us with.
Yeah, which doesn't help with your getting shot, unfortunately.
Yes. So I am rolling with just a +1 because of the body armor.
Mm-hmm.
Carking shot. That's a 9.
That's a 9. You choose one, and the shooter chooses one.
painful. -1 ongoing until I get medical attention.
Mm-hmm. It's bloody. You're gonna die without immediate aid.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? I think I'm gonna need you to leave a messy crime scene here, because you are slumped in the basement, bleeding out when Rex, and we're going to use this leave a messy crime scene to cover your how well you you managed to stage this to say that SCARA did it, not you and CRIX. It's how you managed to probably shoot CRIX's blaster so that it doesn't, it's not warm still. And
yeah, absolutely. I gotta. I mean, it's less leave a messy crime scene as like rearrange a messy crime scene.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And I'm trying to do this while also dying just a little bit. So
Yeah.
So that's great. Who leave a messy crime scene. Roll when you try to leave him before the roll with heat. Okay, this is I want to roll low for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And fortunately my heat is -1. I can do a -1 modifier. Yeah, I think
we've had difficulties with that in the past. So.
Oh, it doesn't always work?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. I think I will plant just a little bit of the bad batch of drugs on CRIX no, I shouldn't do that, because the story is he's a hero who has died in the line of duty. I'm not actually trying to tarnish his reputation at this point. I just want to make it look like he was taken down by SCARA.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to make it seem like he didn't shoot me, like we both just got shot by SCARA, and he didn't make it. So let me roll messy crime scene. That's an 8. Yes, because I rolled a 9 -1. It's an 8.
Mm-hmm. They respond before you can get away, so they come down here. And I think the fact that they are unprepared for what they find is they are unprepared to have lost 2 officers here, 3 nearly, right?
Yeah.
I think in fiction they would definitely keep you alive, so you're no longer dying right here. I think if you'd really failed this, they would probably have just been like, another CS officer comes down and goes, "You killed CRIX, you son of a bitch," and then kills you. So you were no longer dying. That was a very brief period of dying, but you are still painful. They don't patch you up entirely, kind of thing. This is a very rough and ready sort of thing.
Yeah. And I'm like, as they're patching me, I'm saying like, she got us. We thought we had her. She killed CRIX.
And Rex, like as you're on the stretcher, you see Rex's eyes like focus and like pop and everything, like in and out of his head.
Yeah.
And it looks down at CRIX's body, and it looks over at you. Interesting. I'd like you to add +1 to your heat as well, Alexi.
Yeah, I'm a little suspicious now.
Yeah, very suspicious, I would say, but still in a position to cover it up more than most people. But yeah, so CRIX goes down, shot in the back by SUYAAL MUUVA, the hero. We can only imagine what drinks they'll be raising to him in the oil tap later on. But yes, so SCARA now has 2 CSF officers, the reporter, and PAYDON Fenn's near mortal injury.
Yeah, I'll be asking Rex, like, will Fenn pull through? We didn't get there in time.
Well, he is more machine than man, so the chances are good.
I need to see him.
You are suspended with full pay. We must investigate the shooting, MUUVA. You may not speak to the witnesses.
I understand, Commander. This is a black day for Coruscant security forces.
And the eyes just stare coldly at you. Yes. And then over. So, I mean, yeah, a moment of silence for fallen former PC. ETEMA, Boxy, what's your plans? Well, do either of you have an idea of what you would like to do, or what angle you would like to play out of all of this mess?
Do you have anything, Rich?
I think Edema needs to try to find a way to contact the rebels, because at this point she's starting to lose a little bit of hope. And you know what they say, rebellions are built on hope.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you find out that Refuge 1313 may be closing its doors forever. PAYDON FENN has been injured. I mean, it's all over the hollows. SCARA, this notorious cartel assassin, is, loose on 1313 on a wild rampage, killed multiple police officers, a decorated hero of the Imperial military, a hero of 1313, and ANEZ, by the way. You only see Boxy, I think you'll notice is that ANEZ is pissed, right? People can't, she's said to you guys before, the way that 1313 works is that everybody eats. Fenn is useful because he makes sure that they're happy with the scraps. He keeps starving people going. But now 1313 is going to turn against you guys. And what about Elba?
Yeah.
What happened to Elba? Do we know?
Fenn was very, very, you don't know for sure, but if you want to make inquiries about Elba after hearing the news about 1313 and stuff.
I thought that fictionally, I don't know what happened.
Fenn burst in yelling at SCARA about how Tren had come along and told Elba that there was a message from Chern Vizek, her husband, and then she never came back. I think in character you wouldn't know that level of detail, I imagine.
But what we do know is she's missing.
Yeah. If you were to look into it, the very minimum is that she's missing.
I think
she was living at 1313. So
I think Boxy goes over and sits down and says to ETEMA, I've seen a lot of mess in the past, considering the last two crime lords we had. And I'm not sure, and he kind of glitches a little bit and he's like, can't speak bad about my owners. I think that everyone's trying really hard. And I think Boxy then pulls out like a little data crystal or a data drive or whatever and hands it to ETEMA and says, I recorded you and ANEZ just now. And hands over and says, here is the recording. Wipe it, keep it. I just can't. ANEZ had promised me that I could be free. And I'm not sure ANEZ is in a position to do so anymore. I don't know who can help me.
This is Rich checking in for just a moment. Edema may be like woo-woo rebellion, but she is not at all? Like, it doesn't register with her with like droids being sentient. Is everybody cool with that? I just want to make sure. Okay, because she's about to say some pretty ugly stuff. This is not Rich saying it. Okay.
Oh, and let me tell you, I was angling towards confess your sins.
Nice. Nice. Maybe we should let that move happen before she reacts. Just say,
Yeah, that'd be a good way of doing it, because I think, yeah, a myth would certainly reflect, I think, the harsher response to that.
Okay. So confess your sins is hustle. My hustle is a 1, and I rolled a 9, so I got a 10. And what does that mean?
You clear your stress track and you find forgiveness. So I think that can still apply to whatever Etema was going to say, but it's, yeah. Take it away, Rich.
Boxy. She looks around the apartment. You have everything I have. Everything that ANEZ and I have together. What is it that you want? What's so bad about this? You're running a boxing ring. I've never seen a droid do that.
Boxy's just kind of stutters a little bit and says, there's so much that I can do, and there's so much that I can't. We all have chains that force us into positions that we're not familiar with. Were you going to get ugly, Rich?
Well, I'm trying to lean into the success.
Good.
So.
I was going to say get ugly.
I think she'll say, you keep glitching. Is that the restraining bolt?
And I think that Boxy gets up and kind of limps around the bed a little bit, bringing back to mind the beatdown he got, and I've seen a hard life. There's been a lot of difficult things, and the restraining bolt, and then stops.
ETEMA gets up and she comes over, goes to the little drawer, pulls out this like drawer in her side table there, pulls out a little tool, pops off the restraining bolt.
And I think that Boxy, looks impassionately down at the restraining bolt and says, what have you done? Everyone will know now.
No, that I just removed the restraining bolt. It was causing you to glitch. You're already basically carking me over left and right. How much worse can you do?
Oh. We're all property. My restraining bolt shows me as property. I can't walk around without that, because everyone will know that I'm not property anymore. You're property because everyone knows who your lover is.
Everyone knows who you belong to.
Thank you. Yes, everyone knows who you belong to. We have to.
Oh, everyone knows who we belong to. That might be an even more interesting one, right?
Yeah, that's good. We have to. Everything was better whenever you had your connections before. Do you think they could help us? Your rebel friends?
I don't know if they're my friends anymore. I got someone killed. And
Are they
I'm in the wind. I haven't talked to a rebel in so long. I don't even know if they're out there.
Do you know that Ebla is a rebel? You
Yeah.
do? Okay. And I think Boxy knows that as well. So I think Boxy's the only other rebel I know to contact would be Ebla.
And we don't know where Ebla is.
If you want to ask around to find out these things, by the way, I think maybe that'd be a push your luck.
Yeah. Boxy, Scar's in deep, deep trouble too. I think we need to work together here. Can you find Ebla?
I will try. Will you put the restraining bolt back on?
Yeah. Sure. She looks at it. It's like she understands the symbolism of what it is now, but she still doesn't really kind of fathom how this works. She's just been told the restraining bolt makes the droid do what you want. And this droid has not done what she wanted. So she's a broken bolt. But she'll put it back on and do a couple, the little quick solder bits to install it.
Nice. So you've got your restraining belt back on. You had a chance of leaving it behind now, right? ETEMA's got the remote for it still, I imagine. So it's still an active restraining bolt, right? Yeah. And I think that's a good point to close that scene, right? You've made an alliance of sorts, and it's
See
time
how
to
long it lasts.
Yeah. So Sarl, you've been cut loose. You're still they gave you a back to spray and they kicked you out, but you couldn't really, you had to wave them off before they looked too close to get the wound.
Yeah. Well, because it had to be plausible that I got shot up by SCARA and not by my partner.
Yeah, especially given that SCARA's blaster is tiny. Otherwise, she would have killed Trusk with something much bigger. It's only the fact that she got him right between the eyes that it even, took him down.
Yeah.
But
who knows what secrets that assassin was hiding in the basement of Haven 1313.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna drag myself to Boxy, who's my my cartel contact.
Down at the Sarlacc's belly, right? Like they must have some rough kind of medical facilities there, right? Like
a first aid kit.
Maybe even the vets, right? Like we could do. There is actually in the deck of locations a place called the Vets. I'm tempted to bring that in now. If I could just give me a second to look it up.
Like a veterinarian's office that does off the book catching up with people.
Yeah.
Cool.
How many
do want to have
animals? How many domesticated animals are there in 1313? I'm not objecting to it. I love the idea. I love the location. I'm just like,
well, here's the thing, right? There's the fighting pits.
But it's
animals.
not the vets. It's the fighting pits thing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It is a vet,
Yeah,
but it's not. Yeah.
All the creatures.
Yeah.
You need them to fight more than once. So gotta patch them up.
Yes. So I mean, we need to see the scene between Muva and Boxy arranging to get access to this and everything, right? But I will copy and paste the vet move into the Sarlacc's belly over the fighting move.
Nice.
We'll get that. This area is now changed from a place where you can gamble to, for the moment, the only place that you can that people from in the underworld can reliably get any sort of medical care, really, without paying huge amounts of money for it. So yeah. Anyway, take it away, Alexei. Boxy, you're in the pits. You're in the Sarlacc's belly. Gant Argon, as usual, is talking loudly and proudly with anyone around him. Multiple Twi'lek girls and Rhodians on his table. And who's fighting tonight, Boxy?
I think it's a Gundark and a Gamorrean. The Gamorrean has like a vibro axe, and the Gundark is just strong.
And it's a Gundark. Yeah. Okay. When a very limp, very haggard looking Sayal Muuvah comes in.
And I think that
Blue skin, weirdly pale, hair like totally out of place, which is different from her normal like uniform regulation look. She's like, Boxy, I need some help.
and we've met before. It's not just that we've communicated over comms, right?
Yeah, it's I think our relationship tie was, you're my main contact in the cartel. Tell them where you to go to speak directly when you need a face-to-face meeting. And I think we said it was here when the time came. Yeah. So
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
this has happened before when things have been have been high stakes and a face-to-face meeting was needed.
Awesome. And so I think that Boxy, sees you come in and kind of walks over and says, that doesn't look good. We need to. You've been fixed up a little bit, right?
They gave me the back to spray that made me not about to die.
But you need healing, right?
I got into a bit of a scrape.
And I think Boxy says, favors are favors, and I think I can do you a favor. And takes you down. And I think there's another droid that's the veterinarian. It's one of those ones with all the different arms.
F1D0.
Yeah.
Because the name on the thing is Fido anyway, so.
Yeah, that's great. Takes you down, and I think that there's a couple of things that are getting stitched up right now, like maybe a Wampa or something like that. And I think there's a couple of guards who drag that Wampa off. It's sedated and throw it into its cage. It's not completely done. And then Boxy points to the table for you to lay down on. And F1D0 then will start working on you. But the downside, of course, of going to a veterinarian is it's not pretty. And the downside of going to a fighting pit is they want the animals angry. So they don't use anesthesia.
So are you going to, you just favors are favors? Do you want to propose a deal and solidify that? Or
yeah, I like that idea too. But I think
that could go either way as well, right? It could be SUYAAL MUUVA, and that could be, in fact, you could propose a deal, right? SUYAAL MUUVA could be, and then the best outcome of that is that it's just an abstract idea for favors. On a 7 to 9, Stephen will get to set proper conditions and stuff. Does that seems more appropriate to me, right? That
I'm open to it. I have rolled a lot, so if Boxy wants to touch the dice, I'm up to have you make the proposal.
Yeah, unlike other Powered by the Apocalypse games, you don't get XP from rolling, right? It only gets worse from rolling, but I'm fine with that. I think the deal I'll propose is while you're going under the knife and you're in pain, I will tell you I'm looking for Ebla, and I think I could really use your help finding this person from 1313, because I think it's very important to me and the people I know. So let me roll that and see how it. So it's a proposed deal, which is with face.
Yeah.
My face is a 2. I rolled an 8, so that makes it a 10. Take the deal as it stands or mark stress.
And I have no more stress to mark.
So you have to take the deal.
Everybody wants the Vizix.
Actually, and let me point this out as well. If I'm sure you could get some illicit drugs around here, and after a painful process of getting healed, you might be able to lose yourself in a substance.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I might. Oh, you mean to clear the stress?
Yeah.
I think.
Do you want to roll? I think though, if you're going under the knife now, and it's at the point we've made the deal that you are going to accept Ebla.
Yeah, I will. I'll take the deal, and then I'll probably lose myself in a substance afterwards to take the edge off here.
Perfect.
Well, yes. So when you are badly wounded and you go to F1D0 to get patched up, roll plus grit. On a hit, you'll live, but you leave the operation with a full stress track. That's where you were anyways. It's not a bad cost for you. On a 7 to 9, the vet's work is rough. Reduce your grit or savagery, your choice, by 1.
Man.
On a miss, the vet does their best, but it's not enough. Reduce your grit or savagery, your choice, by 1, and you'll still have to go to a real doctor to get it all patched up.
Oof.
Man, that's harsh.
Yes.
I mean, if you fail, I mean, originally it was worse than that, I think. But anyways, if you fail, I don't think you'd be under the obligation of the deal. You know what I mean? Because you haven't been provided the care that you want, but you are desperate still. So anyway, roll plus grit, and we'll see.
All right, my grit is 1, and that's a 7.
Nice. I was so hoping this would be the result. Which do you lose 1 in? Grit or savagery?
Oh man. It's savagery. I'm just I'm not a fighter, right? Like, you know, I'm all about these schemes, and you know, it's the rare day when I have to, you know, shoot my partner in the back. So I'm hoping I don't have to do that anymore.
Nice. So what does that look, you know, what's the scar that's left from this, or the change in your, you know, the limp, the whatever?
I think it's just like a, you know, hands constantly shaking a little bit, right? Like,
yeah, shaky hands.
really undercuts my ability to aim.
Nice. I just watched season 4 of Fargo, and there's a cop in that who has like OCD, you know, and has to like knock, and he's constantly like on edge all the time. So I can totally imagine Sauron with that now, like hands just slightly moving, like, you know, slamming a firm hand down on the table, and then it just starts to quiver slightly, tapping on there. Cool. So yeah, you're patched up by Fido. It is not a comfortable experience or a pleasant one. And I think that's a good point to take our next break for the top of the hour, if that works for everyone, and then we'll have a full hour. Great. Well, SCARA, you know, you're in the wind, you're in hiding. Yeah, and ANEZ has a mission for you. You know, I think that she'll meet you in like a big like tunnel somewhere, you know, like a transit tunnel, like kind of parked off to the side. This is the sort of like movie kind of meeting by the side of the road sort of thing, you know, under a bridge somewhere. And you know, she's rolling deep, you know what I mean? She's got like bodyguards and things all around her as well. She's not just meeting you on her own. But you know, you're on your speeder. SCARA, it's good to see you. I was so worried. I see your face everywhere I look, and I wonder if they catch you.
Not yet.
What a mess, huh? What a mess. I hear the aid station's closing.
Yeah, that's I don't know how they knew I was there, but it wasn't my choice.
No, and you killed CRIX HERROR. I thought that cockroach was unkillable.
Not that he didn't deserve it, but I never even saw him.
That's what CSF thinks.
Yeah, well, shows what they know.
Well, I need a job done quietly, professionally. And I know you can clean up your messes when you want.
I'm not sure if I'm the right person to do a quiet job right now.
Well, just make sure no one's left alive to talk about it this time. I need you to find Vizik. CSF have him in a safe house somewhere. You find out where.
That's the cook, right?
The cook, yes. A traitor to the cartel. Him and Jaldar sold out Amaratavi, and Amaratavi wants them back. We already have something he is interested in. And she hands you over I think a small, tiny, like enamel, like kind of style, like rebel pin. You know, like the rebel symbol. And in previous scenes, we would have noticed that that's what Ebla wears underneath as like a symbol of hope that keeps her going, that one day the rebellion's going to come here and free everybody. So yeah. And she says, however, whatever it takes, SCARA. Find where they're keeping him. He won't turn witness. He's too arrogant for that. But you find him, you kill whoever is there, and you take him.
You?
To us.
I don't exactly have a place to stash a cook.
Lisa lacks belly. The money has not been coming in so much from there. We clear out one of those pens. It could be most useful. Yes, there is a size someone up move. Where is the size someone up move?
Right on the basic moves between pressure someone and turn to violence.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. But yes, that would have been useful before. Anyways, so your mission is whether you choose to accept it, but those are your orders.
Yeah.
You've got your other thing on the go. And she says, take Tren with you when you hit it.
Why? She's got work to do at the racetrack.
She needs to prove her loyalty as well.
Oof. SCARA does not like the idea of bringing Tren along on a dangerous job.
Well,
but
if you don't, then that's you disobeying the crime lord. If you want to convince the crime lord that it's not necessary, that's probably either propose a deal or pressure someone to go along with you. Flaunt, talk about how many you've killed in the past and how you got away with it.
Yeah, pressure someone doesn't feel right. SCARA does not feel she's in a position to push her luck with ANEZ right now.
I mean, but that's the move, isn't it? You're in a position if you roll well.
Yeah, true.
Because it's not a big thing. It's just convincing her that you're all it takes to do the job.
Yeah. Tren can handle a blaster, but if you want this done quietly, like you say you do, then she's not right for the job.
Roll pressure someone then.
Yeah, what's that? That's hustle.
You are good at hustle.
I am good at hustle. It's what I used to do. It's a 7.
You let something important slip as you bring your pressure to bear.
Yeah, it's probably that it's going to be that I'm worried about Tren in some way. Maybe she's not right for the job. She'll get hurt, and it won't help us.
And someone's gunning for her as well, like the bomb and the stuff, like who do you suspect of that?
Is that her asking, or?
No, I think that's I think the fact that you're worried about Tren carking it up is already built into the thing. But
yeah.
Okay. Like one of the reasons, I think as part of that, like one of the reasons that you're worried about Tren is because someone's trying to kill her, right? Or someone tried to kill her. So I think that something important that would be interesting would be what do you let slip to ANEZ that your suspicions are in that area?
Yeah. I don't know who. Someone's after her. It's going to pull more heat down on us. I don't know if it's the Tenwa clan or whatever. They've been hanging around the track, or if it's Baku or something. But
and then you trail off and look at her, maybe.
no, not. I don't think ANEZ would kill her like that.
Okay,
I mean,
but
she wouldn't
it seems as though what you're saying is that you don't have a person you suspect most of that, right? So
I mean, those are her two prime
okay,
prime suspects.
yeah. Well, she says, well, let us hope that we can sort that all out. Yes, no more fighting between family.
Yeah.
She says you may want to arm up before you go in. It will be defended.
Okay. Do I have a budget?
You've got your own stuff, you know. There's a Tenwa clan. Your orders are do your job, find out where they're holding Vizic, get him out. And you said you can do this on your own, but you're going to need to, you know, you've got an iron blaster, a holdout blaster, and some knives. I don't think that's. Do you have a blaster carbine as well? Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you blaster carbine might be able to do it. Yeah. But it's up to you. You know what I mean? That's your mission. That's the underworld works with. It's your problem.
That was more SCARA mouthing off, I think.
Oh, okay.
And anything else.
Yeah. And she laughs and says, "You're always resourceful." And yeah, so that's SCARA's mission.
Yeah.
Find Churn Vizic. I got so many notes from this session. Find Churn. You also are the only person who knows that the cartel has Elba.
Okay.
Who knows for sure, you know? So, ETEMA. What's the plan? Do you go see PAYDON FENN?
Yeah. Well, actually, I was after SCARA. So
SCARA. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
Definitely do that.
SCARA. I asked Boxy to try to find Ebla.
Okay.
Yeah. So what should we do for me trying to find SCARA? If only my wife was communicating with me, I would.
I think you can. You have SCARA's comms. You work close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can set up a meet somewhere. I assume you can get me on the comms in some way.
Yeah, I'd love to set up for the comm you and say, hey, meet me at 8 Lives.
Yeah.
8 Lives, where ANEZ will be. Okay. I was wondering if it was the oil bath, a more private, neutral location.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. Let's do oil bath. I just grabbed the first thing I saw. But...
Yeah, you know, sometimes I just feel like odd about having the gang lord like right behind you all the time in the scenes, you know? Like Tony Soprano, like right behind his men as they scheme against him. So yeah, you guys are at the oil bath. In fact, weren't you at the oil bath when you made your deal the first time?
Oh gosh.
When you agreed to take down Jaldar Co.
Yeah. I guess this place has a little history for us, huh, SCARA?
Yeah, I guess. And I think SCARA's wearing like a heavy cloak and with a hood, just to try to keep away from prying eyes.
Hmm.
But now she's pulled it back, of course, because this is a safe place.
I think maybe Timo was waiting for SCARA. SCARA went double, triple traced her steps, and ETEMA rises up from her seat and comes over and gives you a hug. SCARA, they've got some crazy stuff out about you. He's coming down. What happened?
I don't know. I really don't know. I was at the refuge to get this thing tuned up, and CSF just showed up, and I just barely got away. They say I killed CRIX, but I didn't even see him. It was just this big Trandoshan, and then I was just running.
CRIX always had a lot of enemies. I guess they just decided to finger you for it.
Yeah, I mean, usually I wouldn't mind taking the credit, killing that piece of poodoo, but
Yeah.
in this situation, it's not great.
I'm worried about you. We've got to do something. Get the heat off of you. I'll talk to ANEZ. What do you need?
Ooh. I need to get out of here, but there's no way. Not now. And ANEZ has me on another job, so.
Wait. ANEZ is in contact with you?
Yeah, we met up just a few hours ago.
Okay.
She didn't tell you?
No, we're not talking a lot lately. I'm glad you're still working for her. That means she's got your back.
Yeah, maybe.
When you say get out of here, do you mean out?
I don't know.
Are you trying to get the truth?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get the truth out of you. So I will be rolling with hustle, which
I
is
do
flat.
find that's the harder part of Cartel, is that players often like know when they want to tell the truth to each other, right? And then there's a whole move around it.
Oh, that is a miss. Son of a gun.
Yeah, so it's just, yeah, I can just say, yeah. I don't know what I mean. It's rough right now, you know. But if you're not, I mean, I thought you and ANEZ were close.
We're working through some things. We will be again. Don't worry. I've got your back. We'll fix this.
Yeah, I don't see how.
We'll find a way. We'll figure it out. It's not easy, but if it were easy, you'd already have done it. So
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure it will get better.
hey, if you need a place to stay, I mean, my apartment's yours if you need it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll after I do this job, maybe.
And Edema will like slide over her little, cylinder, code cylinder that gets access to it. I'll spend some time with ANEZ. You use the apartment, in and out, whatever you need. Okay.
Nice. So you've moved into Etema's apartment.
If you want to.
It's just going to be wall to wall with guns and blasters. So,
Oh, that's mind if I borrow some things?
oh no, I meant you were moving your stuff in there.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, what's next in terms of the action though from you guys? You've agreed to, you've come to some sort of terms with each other, but you've still got your mission. I think, SCARA, actually, that ANEZ would have told you that, who's haven't we got a CS officer on our payroll? They owe the cartel their lives. They might be able to help find this CSF safe house.
What does ANEZ have you working on, SCARA?
It's that cook. I don't know. I've just heard the talk about that. I think he's the one who made that bad batch of hoodoo people have been having trouble with.
So you're going out to kill the guy who made the bad batch?
No, I'm supposed to bring him in.
Oh,
You're going after. You're not going after Varn, right? You're going after Vizik, who's the.
Sorry, did I mix them up?
That's okay. Yeah,
Vizik's the good cook, but it's
Vizik's
currently
the
in
very skilled
DSF
okay,
custody.
Sorry, I got confused. I thought there was just one cook.
No, there are two cooks, and I'm sorry, I've been ambiguous because I think the CSF believed that Vizik was the guy who did, because he was just a
okay.
You know what I mean? Different groups have got different understandings of what's going on, right?
That's fine. As Edema, I was working my way towards that. So,
Cool.
but so you're headed after Churn.
What? Yeah.
Oh, I definitely want to get a piece of Churn.
Piece of in what way?
No, not to. I hate him, but I'm not going to kill him. Unless you're supposed to kill him, then I'll help you kill him.
No. I'm supposed to very much not kill him. Supposed to bring him in.
What a weird thing to ask you to do.
You want to help? I mean, she tried to get me to bring Tren along, but I don't think that's a good idea. But I could use some backup.
Absolutely. I've got your back. We can go now if you want.
I'm sorry, I didn't know where the safe house was, right?
Nope. You don't know where the safe house is?
I need to find out where he is first, where they're holding him.
Feel free to come to try and get that information out of me.
I think Mouval is the way to go. Let's go talk to her.
Yeah, sounds good.
Might be able to get a little information on why everything was laid at your feet too. Maybe I should meet with her, but you be my backup?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she was in on this, then maybe it's best if she doesn't see me.
Yeah. Also, even if she's still good with us, a little culpable deniability is always a good thing for a cop.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll reach out to get hold of Sarah Mouval and see where Sarah would like to move. Like, I'll even let her set the, like, we're going to meet at X or Y place.
The Jarek parlor, maybe.
Yeah, plausibly.
I think this is, significant in that this is the first time that ETEMA is, I think you've met like once to set up things, and then Boxy's been the in-between. but this is, you know, FaceTime, like a way to
But
get closer.
I've known you from, I know you from way back in
Yeah.
your prior career. It's we've established.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right. And I think you look down on me. I don't know if you do or don't. That's totally cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm happy to do this at the Jarek parlor. Possibly I want to lose myself into substance before I
Mhm.
head to this meeting, just to just to not be going in with 5 stress. If
I think that ETEMA can arrive while you're doing that, you know, because I
Great.
think it's more interesting to have those moves with another like
Yeah.
significant character around, you know. Otherwise, we'll just
Yeah.
be spending more time with, because if you miss, it'll just be more time where you're on your own. kind of
No,
So are
no,
you
no,
in?
that's
Are you losing yourself in a substance at the Dejaric parlor, or are you still at the Sarlacc's belly?
You can meet anywhere. You don't have to be at the Giant Palace.
yeah. Parlor's a fun location to have exist, but I think the Sarlacc's belly might be a good setting for this. We'll make it to that parlor sometime.
So then Boxy can be there for you to abuse if you want as well. Yeah.
Great. So Edema's coming here to meet me and can turn up while this is going on. But I think I need to sample this bad batch that I've helped to create, because it's supposed to be strong stuff. It killed a Hutt. I'll just be very careful with it.
You're your hands are shaking after that thing, right? And like you've been knocking back the drinks and the stuff, and you even tried a death stick, and none of it's taken the edge off. So I think that's got to be it, right?
Gotta have some of that bad batch of spice.
Mm.
All right, I'm gonna roll with grit. See how this goes. Oh.
I was thinking, like, should I interfere? I don't need to.
Well, that's a 5.
Wow. And nobody can help because but most you could get is +1, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
well.
No. Yeah, that is actually, yeah. Okay, so on a 5, I think you're making an unexpected psychic connection, right? And I think that the worst part of this is I think you're just you're like, people can tell when you're lying. Like, it's like a Jedi's like Force thing, but in reverse.
So I'm just like projecting thoughts in like a subconscious way, so I can't deceive people.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because it's like people say that it goes both ways. They can hear each other's voices in their heads. They see things and all of that on this one, right? But with this one, it's just like, whatever you say, they hear like exactly what you meant. You really mean, like, in their heads, kind of almost. And that's when ETEMA arrives while you're doing the spice. Like, you've taken the spice out of its thing. I don't know how you do spice in Star Wars. I don't think we've ever seen it, have we? Like,
I assume you snored it.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Right?
Yeah, that's how I would guess.
That's great. Yeah. So like, hands like trembling on the table.
Oh, and they're steady as well, like you feel peace, like you're at one with something just for a few seconds.
Well, I guess Varn did it. That's powerful stuff.
What's powerful stuff, Sarah?
That bad batch, kill the Hutt, and his secrets leaking out of his frothing brain.
You took some of the bad batch? You took some of the stuff that killed? That's some...
Just a little. Just a really judicious amount.
Sure.
How's Trix?
Good. I need a favor.
You need a favor?
Yes.
You've moved up in the world, but you still need a favor.
I do. It's for ANEZ. It's
Well,
important.
say no more.
Where's the CFSF keeping Churn Physic?
All right. Will, do I know the answer to this?
No, but you could call upon one of your old cop buddies and find out.
Hmm.
You know, like you just have to ask around because you know the safe houses. You just need to know which one.
Yeah, that's a need to know thing, Edema, but I could sniff around for you. What's in it for me?
Well, we've got some funds. I'm sure you need to take care of things. I know the CSF stipend is not very good, so
This
wanna
guy
offer you
Vizek,
credits, yes.
supposed to be a master, a virtuoso of cookery.
He's good at what he does. Yeah.
You're in pretty close with our beloved dear leader of the cartel here, huh?
Closer than anyone.
All right, if I give you Vizek, I want my life debt cleared.
Propose a deal.
Sounds like propose a deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely sounds
And
like propose
you
a
know,
deal.
like it's got some like extra spice derived confidence here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. Rolling with face, which I think is a +1. As long as I don't have to do savagery, I'm kind of +1 across the board here. So let's make a deal. Oh right, I guess I didn't clear any stress actually from the drug move because it was a miss.
Oh God, no, you didn't.
So I am, all of this confidence is a complete, like illusion, right? Like underneath the like, slight edge of euphoria, all the stress is still there and it'll come crashing back. Great. All right. Proposing a deal. That's a 10.
I'll be interfering there.
How much you gonna wager?
I think I'll just wager 2. That's an 11. So I interfere successfully, gives you a -2, but just basically docks you into the mixed result on propose a deal. So I can instead choose one.
All right, 7-9 on propose a deal.
Impose a condition on your offer, adjust the price, and accept. Point you at an interested party.
I think the latter one would be making an introduction. She can speak to ANEZ and try and square it with the, give her the chance to do it.
I promise you, SUYAAL MUUVA. SUYAAL MUUVA, I will plead your case, but you know that ANEZ is going to hold tight to that. But if you give me that location, then I'll do everything I can to get you clear of this life debt.
So which is that?
Yeah. Oh, I think I'll go impose a condition. But there's one more thing. I need to know where the cook is, and I need SCARA out of this mess. I don't know how this happened. But SCARA is my friend, and SCARA is valuable to ANEZ. So you give us this double dip, I'm sure that I can convince ANEZ to clear you. Listen. There's another person. It's going to hurt us a little bit, but lay everything at his feet. Bakuru.
You want
Point all the poodoo that's coming at SCARA at Bakaru. Give me the cook. I'll get you clear.
There were witnesses that saw SCARA waste a CSF officer. You want me to convince them that was Baku?
Convince them that they were mistaken. You're good at your job.
What do you
This
think? I
is
am
a
some kind of
life
Jedi?
I mean, you really want out of that life debt, and you know,
I do
Inez is
really
not-
want out of that life debt. I'll do what I can.
Okay. So
Okay.
first things first, the cook.
Try to. Yeah. All right. I'll ask around. I'll point you at the safe house. Might not be the easiest nut to crack, but you'll take care of things once you have those coordinates. Yeah.
Absolutely. Nobody will know.
Pleasure doing
And-
business with you, Edema.
You shake on it,
Yeah.
and for a second, there's a connection, and it's ETEMA. It's like you're sat in a Dejaric parlor. It's all different, and you know that the human man over there, and you look over at him and you see that his skin turns blue, and red eyes stare back, and you know that you remember that familiar feeling of being a spy, making your connection. This is your handler. This is Sarl's handler, and then you suddenly are back in yourself.
What's the matter, Edema? You look like you've seen a ghost.
You have a handler?
Don't we all?
Do I see that Chiss here?
Well, you see,
No,
this,
you were-
Chiss.
You see me. You know, not particularly lying to you because it's not going to work, but
Are you getting the truth out of
plausibly Edema should just get a 10+ on get the truth if she wants to push because
I want to push. I
because
really
of the way
push
my
now. I'm
drug
kinda
move
freaked
worked
out.
badly
Yeah,
for me.
I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that's a good point. I never do that. I just say it in the book and I never remember to do it. But yes, that's perfect.
Okay. You can't stonewall me with silence. You can't confuse me with falsehoods. Who's your
Right.
handler, Saral?
I don't know his name. Just play chess. You know, get some pointers, ways to help people back home. You understand. You have people out there handling you as well. Right?
I did. I'm free and clear.
How's that feel?
I'm not really free. I'm free of them, but I'm not free of Inez. I don't want to be.
Good to have purpose.
Yeah. So he doesn't have you doing anything? You're well placed. You're an important part of this.
Picking up drugs here and there.
Huh.
ETEMA, who does she work for?
Yeah. Who do you work for? Back home. What's back home?
How much? Sorry, trying to remember the Star Wars thing. What's the like forbidden sector or secret sector or wherever it is, like the part of the galaxy that the Chiss are from?
Yeah, I know
There's
what you
a
mean.
wild space? I don't know.
It's the outward bound or whatever. Like I remember there's that Jedi ship that goes out, right? And the Chiss get rid of them. I can't remember the name. But
Yeah,
yes,
they're in the
exactly.
unknown regions.
Unknown regions.
Yeah.
Nice.
How much do you know about the unknown regions, Edema?
Not a criffing thing.
I would suggest this might be a good time to like pan out of the
Yeah,
scene
sure.
rather than have Alexei dump as much
I
of
have
Chiss lore as he can
one
remember.
last thing. One last little angle I'll say. Can your handle get people off world?
I think Sorrel will consider that. I haven't asked, but probably.
Okay, we may have another deal, but let's do this first. And then
And I think Boxy comes in at the end of this and says, "Oh, I'm glad the two of you are here. I wanted to let you know that we have." He turns to ETEMA and says, "I wanted to let you know that we have the assistance from Sorrow here in order to find Elba."
Be a big old family reunion.
aren't
Yeah.
you just a helpful honeybee?
That's me.
Okay.
Everything
Thanks.
hinges on Sorrow now.
I mean, you guys
And
can
I
also
am
do other things.
high as a kite on bad spice that makes me an open book.
Mm.
You're so
Um,
bad at your job. This is great.
Yeah, I'm just wondering. I feel like I should almost throw another stress move at you here. I don't think anyone's pissed you off enough here. There's no meaningless sex. It's not interesting to have you do another lose yourself in a substance. And I don't think you feel guilty about anything that you've done, do you? Really, confess your sins to someone.
I was so I had been like picturing maybe, finding Paydon Fenn, right, and confessing to him that I wasn't
Yeah.
I wasn't able to rescue him when we were going in guns blazing. So that was my thought, though I'm obviously I've got plenty of stress.
And he's a witness to the last. He's the last person to see Elba. I know I keep going backwards
Oh,
and
that's
forwards.
true. That's true.
As a cop, that would make sense to go there, wouldn't it? Really, I suppose.
Yeah. Though of course I'm suspended.
Yeah, but you just want justice or money, right? Anyways, great. I think from this, ETEMA now has a vague, perhaps not the full, the truth, maybe not all of it about the Chiss Ascendancy.
Yeah, I probably
Sleeper
like
agents.
explained things about the Chiss Ascendancy in like highfalutin technical terms, such that you're like, wait, what right? And like, so you've got like some information, but like,
Yeah.
it's just a lot to take in for one
I
thing.
imagine I'll file this away in case I need it later, but wow, that is way beyond my pay grade.
No, you have just uncovered a secret, I think, here. I would take that. Uncover a cartel secret useful for the New Republic.
Oh, yeah.
I'd
There
like
we
to
go.
have-
If
I should have
only
explained that.
Oh,
If only I knew someone in the New Republic.
Yeah,
That's good.
but you're sitting on more intel for them. Intel of this group from the unknown regions, the Chiss, who are rare aliens. No one really knows where their homeworld is, but maybe they're here for something more, right? Hey, who might be a good asset? This spiced out SUYAAL MUUVA right here, right? I think ETEMA feels the great game, the thrill of it again. Maybe all of this time in the dirt wasn't just for survival. Maybe it was for the work.
the Jajaric pieces are moving across the board.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So, Boxy, is there any scene that you would like to do?
No, I can't think of one right now. I'm good.
SCARA?
No, I think I have this secure what's it called, secure security scanner, which is a weird weird combination of words.
Yeah.
So I think SCARA's plan is to follow Sorrel and try to listen in when she's talking to her cop friends, because she doesn't trust her. To get the information as quickly as possible as well.
Okay.
But I don't think that's a scene in itself.
No. No one has any, because I do feel as though inadvertently everything has ended up SUYAAL MUUVA. friendly CSF officer has to clear a stress. And so if nobody else has anything else, I will just go. I think that'd be a nice one to finish off the session with. And then, yeah.
I see where we're
Okay.
leading is sort of like at the beginning of next session, we're all kind of together, either going after the cook or something like that. Because we're
Yeah.
all pointed in the same direction.
Yes, and I also think that the infiltration move at the start will be a good one to see how Alexi can find out the safe house.
Oh,
Right?
try to find the safe house. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Okay.
Nice thinking there.
So yeah, let's PAYDON FENN. I think he's up levels. You know, he's been taken to an Imperial medical center. You know, he's unpopular with the Imperials, but his service means that they just, you know, they can't be seen to let him down. He's been around since the Clone Wars. And yeah, he is looking rough. You know, he's got like all of his mechanical parts, like his chest is like opened, you know, like a big hatch kind of hinged open, and you can see like the artificial lungs and heart and stuff within. There's loads of cables running into him, and like a big glowing IV, and he's very pale as you come into the private room, and you know, you go past stormtroopers, and you remember what it was like to be in the ISB. I think you get some dirty looks from some of the people around there as well.
Right. They would have saluted me if I were in ISB uniform, but you know, perhaps they were always you know, resentful, and now they can show it. I'm a lowly CSF officer.
And you know these stormtroopers, you know, like PX4551, like yeah.
Oh, PIX, yeah.
Yeah. But then, you know, he just pretends that, you know, it's as though he's just another stormtrooper. You've never spoken to him before. But yeah, PAYDON FENN, you know, like comes awake as you enter the room, and I think his voice comes out like a vocoder almost, you know, now. The blast like took him out and it's damaged his vocal cords, so he's gonna have to get those replaced as well now. And he says, "Muva, I'm sorry about what happened to your men."
No, I'm sorry, PAYDON. I would have tipped you off, let you get out of there. I never wanted to put you in the line of fire. They took our comms. They told us we were going in. It was always a half-cocked plan, and well, you do good things. You shouldn't have been made to suffer for this.
I did good things.
That's on me.
Well, I think that's a confess your sins, to be honest.
Yeah. Confession time. Here's what I got. Rolling with face for this? No, rolling with hustle.
Yes, with hustle.
That's a 9.
You must perform your penance before you return to confession. Penance.
Yeah, what does he want?
So what PAYDON FENN wants is to keep treating the people of 1313, and he's out of cash. It's going to close. You know, he's badly injured. He's not around to keep it going. But also at the moment, his primary concern is Elba as well. You know, so those are two ways for you to do penance for him. You know, it's all part of the same concern for the people who are innocent. He thinks.
Yeah.
You're in a position to do something about that, but he does hear you out, you know, and that's what he, you know, and he says, you know, you're a good woman, you know, service. This is all service. We can make right what we did.
I hope
we
so.
owe it. That's our duty, Mover.
I hope so, Fenn. This Ebla woman. You've been trying to help her.
She's a good woman.
What does she need?
She needs to get out of here, off-world, away from her husband and the people. but she was taken. They have her. It was the one who brought in SCARA. Tren, I think her name is.
Ebla for the cartel.
Yes. Pretended to be Vizik. Was bringing a message. Elba never came back.
Such treachery. All right. I'll try to live up to what you've done, Paydon. You brought hope to the downtrodden here. Let's see what I can do.
Nice. Okay. I think that's the end of the scene and the end of the stuff. I'm wondering how serious SUYAAL MUUVA is about such noble intentions.
She thinks she's the good guy.
Yeah. A common theme. Cool. Okay. So let's have a quick look through our end of XP triggers, keys and stuff. Was everyone keeping track during the session, do you think?
I had questions. Like I have
Okay.
suggestions or notions of how I may have hit
Okay.
both of my keys, but I wanted to talk it out.
Okay.
Make sure I'm not, because I'm a greedy mofo. So
well, I really want to give out the XPs and advances as well, so I'm always open. So why don't we start with you then, Rich?
Okay, I have 2 keys: daring and ambition. Ambition, mark XP when you get someone important to let you handle some business on their behalf. I think I got ANEZ to like, hey, go do this thing, with so I think I did that.
Yes.
And then this one's the one that's most dicey. Mark XP when you willingly enter a perilous situation without precautions or deception. I think going to meet with SUYAAL MUUVA when she thinks I'm just lowly street trash and I'm doing it on behalf of a person who's wanted by the CSF and SUYAAL's a CSF person. Maybe dicey. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it would be if she wasn't your CSF officer already. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like she's already too dirty for that to be leverage, or you know
Fair.
what I mean, to be a threat to her. If you'd met
Yeah, that was the one I thought was pushing it. So
yeah, but that's a shame. Yeah. Anyway, 1 XP.
I mean, did I have any other perilous situations? ANEZ came to me. I don't think I did. So yeah.
No, and they didn't get more perilous with you in them, unlike
They
last
didn't.
session.
Like not like
Every
last session
time.
at all. Yeah. So happens when I roll better.
Yes. SCARA, do you think you didn't go into, well, you did go into battle significantly outgunned for sure.
Yeah, I'm on the fence about both of mine as well, because I mean the battle came to me more than I went to it, but I did go with the violence. I mean, when they
take
showed
the
up,
XP for it, right? When the security forces come crashing down on you, having loaded for bear and you get away, like I think that counts.
Yeah, for sure.
And then loyalty, mark XP when you accept the lies or half truths of a trusted friend or lover. I think I kind of did that when I let ETEMA convince me that things were going to be okay.
Wow, I'll accept that for sure. That's bleak, but yeah. Alexi?
I think I want to argue for. So I already.
Took the strain your finances.
I already tracked the debt one. I think I want to argue for schemes because I killed my partner and pinned it on the cartel, and now I'm working with the cartel to pin it on someone else without having come clean about my own role in it at all.
Yes. I nearly blabbed that. I nearly let ETEMA see you gunning down CRIX HERROR, but I was like, I think finding out about the Chiss Ascendancy is more the rebel spy kind of interest, And I want to bring that
that's great. So for now, I keep my secret about who killed CRIX HERROR.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, you mark XP for that one for sure. And then Stephen.
So I don't think I hit either of mine, but I'll read them out loud and make sure. The only thing I'm considering is whether or not I actually cleared a key. So the first one is mark XP whenever you complete a task or an assignment for your superiors, which I don't think I did. And I don't think when you intentionally clear this key whenever you intentionally thwart the goals of your organization or employer. And I don't think I've done that either.
I think it depends on how, in you are with ETEMA.
It depends
After
on
the
how things work
conversation.
out, right?
Yeah, but I mean,
So.
it depends on. Yeah, it does. I guess that does depend on how things work, but that feels like the end of the thing, and I want you to be able to clear it beforehand, right?
Yeah.
So you did agree with ETEMA, right, to get SCARA off world, which is definitely against the goals of the organization and the employer. You're also no longer, from what I understood, you're not going to be passing things on to ANEZ, and you spied on ANEZ as well for ETEMA, correct? Like, I'd allow you to clear that key, frankly, because yeah.
The other one is mark XP whenever you claim an asset on the grounds that you or your family deserve it. I don't think I claimed anything. And then clear it whenever you give up something to keep yourself or a loved one safe from harm.
I'm going to let you mark XP because you claimed Sarel as your asset, I would say.
Oh, true. Okay.
Would asking for the restraining bolt back count as giving up your freedom to keep yourself safe?
I
mean, because your argument was that if I don't have the restraining bolt, then people will know that I'm not property, and that will put me in danger.
But I'm not sure seeing which key that would reflect on. Pride or
clear this key in advance when you give up something, the restraining bolt, to keep yourself from harm.
So you give up your freedom to still have the restraining bolts to keep yourself. No, I think that's right. I think that's a compelling argument, and that's two. I would say you level up twice.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and you get to choose 2 whole new keys as well.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Cool. Is everyone good with all the end of the stuff? And then we can cut the recording, and yeah.
We'll start the recording here.